just messaging Duck to see if he can get on audio.
Sorry about that, guys. Let me know when everybody's ready. I'm ready now, finally.
Troy is messaging Duck to see if you ever got audio.
Can everybody hear everybody?
Yep, so far.
Yes, I can hear everyone.
All right, I'm not getting anything back from Duck at the moment. So Duck, if you're looking, I've sent you a chat to see if you can connect to the audio, but it is 4:06, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, I'd like to call to order the Community Appearance Board meeting. Date is Wednesday, April 22nd. We're meeting by Zoom video conference. Call to order the meeting at 4:06 p.m. I'd like to have an approval of the minutes from the April 8th meeting.
I make a motion to approve those minutes as we got them.
I will second.
Thank you.
Okay. Seconded by Matt. Moving on, certificate of appropriateness. Previously deferred item 502 Main Street. The applicant Richard Carroll requests approval to demolish the building located at 502 Main Street, adjacent to the Anderson Brothers Bank.
Yes, sir. This is actually tabled after I completed the packet. I had gotten in touch with him, and he wants to just table it this time, and he'll come back when he's ready. I think that they've been tied up with the SBA loan situation, and that's why he wasn't able to be present at the last meeting, but he said he would contact staff when he was ready to move forward.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to item number 2, 422 Main Street, Conway Cooling and Heating. Applicant Welch Sign Co. requests approval for a wall sign for the building located at 422 Main Street.
All right, this wall sign is approximately 10 square feet. The wall facade square footage provided by the applicant is 500 square feet, which would permit a wall sign no greater than 75 square feet. The sign area is compliant with the size limitations of the UDO. It is an alumina panel sign with shadowed vinyl lettering, which is implied dimension, and a raised box border. It has a white background with dark blue lettering and gray shadow. And here's a picture of the sign. And the applicant is present.
That's pretty, but I thought we were getting past implied dimension signs.
I believe it has a raised box border too.
It does.
Because last time we approved the Spartina, which I see is down here again, that was supposed to be implied dimension, and that wasn't really dimensional.
Right. Well, the guidelines, just to read those real quick. It says all attached signs should be or appear dimensional. So with the outline, I think he has some shadowing on the Conway part that kind of looks like it has that offset. And then he has Cooling and Heating Company outlined in a darker color.
Jessica, all the lettering is the same color with the same gray shadow.
Yeah, but the Conway part, don't you have like some shadowing behind that as well?
I do it, but it's consistent throughout the lettering. For some reason, when I set the image, one letter appears darker than the other, but they're the same color.
But yeah, it's consistent with the Unified Development Ordinance, and because it has the appearance of dimension, it technically is compliant with the guidelines. But again, the CAB does have the authority to require more dimension if they choose.
What does that mean, raised box border? It is like actually dimensional off of the sign?
That's correct. It will be raised probably an inch or inch and a half, and probably 2 inches wide all the way around it.
Okay.
But the panel itself, Mr. Louis, is aluminum.
It's a Luma panel. Yes, it is what it is a PVC body with powder coated aluminum.
Mhm.
So it is a metal sign.
Is that the rear or the front?
It's
That
the
is
rear.
front facing Main Street.
Yeah,
Technically, his door is sort of on the side, or his workshop's on the side. But that's like beside, that's the Bank of America parking lot.
yeah, and it's kind of set back
Yeah.
further, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know where that.
I mean, as long as some part of the sign is actually raised and dimensional, I mean, the sign is pretty. I like the clock. But I know we sort of got past, and I'm glad the Spartina is back in front of us again, because that was not actually a dimensional sign. It was just vinyl lettering on the metal. So any other thoughts from anybody else? Ja.
No, I was just, I was thinking, I know we gave the people the Remax or whatever right there by the courthouse. We made them come with like a raised panel too, right?
Well, the issue with them, they had originally proposed sandblasted on the front, which is their main primary sign. The back sign they had proposed is more of a wall sign, and it was an aluminum panel, but the issue was the size of the sign where it was located. So that was revised and they made it a lot smaller, but I think they did come back with a sandblasted panel, but it was more of a identification marker versus a standard wall sign.
Okay.
I got no problems with it. I make a motion, we accept the sign as designed.
I second that.
All right.
Wait,
Any other comments?
well, I guess with the caveat that it is actually dimensional with this raised box border when we see it.
Staff will inspect the sign.
Okay,
Yeah, it says raised box border.
I see it, but all right.
Okay. Motion carried. Moving on to the third item. 802 Main Street, Spartina Land Surveying, the applicant Welch Sign Company requests approval to reface an existing monument sign on the property.
All right, the proposed monument sign face is 21 square feet. The sign is double-sided sandblasted sign mounted on an existing brick base with a white background and black and gray lettering. A rendering was included in the packet. The two future tenant panels will need to be reviewed separately by this board at the time that those tenants are proposed to be located at this location. And here is the sign. So this will actually be a sandblasted true dimensional sign.
So all the lettering is raised, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's sandblasted, and Mr. Welch, I'm sure, can explain that a little bit better than I can.
All the features will be sandblasted. That's correct. They will be raised.
Mm-hmm. Negative space recessed.
I don't think he heard you, Troy.
It's just the negative space. All the white will be recessed, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, you said, what did you say? The future tenants will come back and to us, or that will just?
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to, because, it's hard to tell, what they'll actually be and what kind of style they'll want. So because we don't know who the tenant is or what the panel would actually look like, then whenever they're proposed, as far as the staff goes and the zoning ordinance, it's fine for them to do that. They're not going to exceed the 24 square feet that they're allotted in the district. It's just that whenever a future tenant does actually want to locate there, they would have to come to CAB just so CAB can review that panel.
Well, because it would also sort of have to mirror the top sign.
Yeah, you'd want it to be consistent. That's correct.
It's the grass, is that, Mr. Welch, the up top also dimensional?
It is. The gray area will be recessed, not as much as the white area. The black area will stand out.
Okay. All right, I make a motion that we approve this sign as presented.
I second.
Okay, any other comments?
Jacqueline, anything?
Nope, I think it's great.
Okay.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it
All right.
looks much better than the other one. So thank you.
Good, good.
All right.
Have a good day.
Motion
Thank
carried.
you for your help.
Thank you, Mr. Welch.
All right, moving on, variances. 104A Laurel Street, Shanty's Artesian Pizza, Subs and Salads. The applicant James Bruno requests a variance from the community appearance guidelines for a wall sign for the building located at 104A Laurel Street.
All right, at the last CAB meeting, the applicant presented signage for Chanties proposed to be installed at 104A Laurel Street, including 2 wall signs and door graphics. The board approved the wall sign proposed for the front of the building as well as the door graphics on the condition that dimension be added to the wall sign, and deferred for the second wall sign on the side of the building so that the applicants could bring the request back as an actual variance. The applicants, state that a smaller sign would be unreadable and would be out of scale with that side of the building. And the applicants are present if you have any questions. I know there was some discussion at the last meeting about, the dimension of the sign and removing some of the letterings, the lettering underneath the sign as well. But it's 48
I think
square feet.
I think we said that we liked that. It just needed to have dimension to it, and he needed to come back with the variance.
Mhm.
And they're muted on mine. I can't get the mute off.
Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. So, with that being done, you do have the variance, Jessica, right?
Yeah, we brought it back as a variance request this time.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can't flip back. I mean, I went through the packet, but I can't flip back screens or I lose everybody. But since that's been done, I like the sign. I make a motion that we approve it as presented. And
Just to clarify, Heather, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but they didn't receive a variance from the Board of Zoning Appeals. What they're asking for is a variance from the design guidelines, because they're compliant with the actual Unified Development Ordinance as far as size. The problem is that in this particular design review district, the maximum size that you can have for a primary sign is 30 square feet. But what they're asking is for it to be larger. Even though it complies with the UDO, it does not comply with the design review guidelines. And I just wanted to clarify
yeah,
that.
thank you. I remember now, but technically the hardship, since that's the way it's worded, would have to be because a smaller sign would look bad on this wall.
Out of scale with the
Okay.
building.
So I think the motion needs to be to grant the variance, and then another motion to approve the sign.
Yes, that would be correct.
I didn't hear Jerry, what?
So I said, the first motion needs to,
You make it then, make it.
I make a motion that we grant this particular sign of variance from the historic district guidelines.
Okay, and I'll second that motion.
Is there any other further discussion here?
Do you have any discussion, Troy?
No, I would agree that a smaller sign would look disproportionate based on, it's not typical that they would put the signage on the side like that.
Right.
So,
And then Jacqueline, I guess, we can talk to them about cleaning up that stuff. That's not John's job.
I don't know. It's hard because I wouldn't necessarily, I may think like a mural or something really to beautify the space would be really cool, but that's
would
for
be,
different
they're-
board.
They're even more expensive.
Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything to do about that front awning?
Yeah, there is a code enforcement with the city can take a look at that and see if there's a maintenance requirement that would require them to repair that awning. And there may be, I don't know for sure, but there might be grants available that could help with that. I'll put them in touch with Conway Downtown
Yeah.
Live.
Okay, so we've got a motion and a second. Is there any other comments?
Think we're good.
No? All right, motion carries.
Thank you. Sorry to make you come back.
It's okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you. All right, well, moving on, public input. Is there any, I don't know, think there
We
is
can't really have that.
public input. Board input?
Just
ahead.
one question, unless we don't vote anything, you just go with the motion. How are we supposed to vote?
I can't hear you, Jerry.
I said, I notice we just move on after a motion is approved and seconded. We don't make any votes.
Well,
Are we
yeah, if
required
you're-
to vote on things?
yeah, typically if there's, if there is no opposition, then it's assumed that it's either all in favor by acclamation or that it's a unanimous approval.
Understood.
But how would we address that?
There should be, well, everybody is unmuted, so you can either say, that nay, if you, whenever the motion is made. And there is also a place, which I don't have it up right now because the way my screen is, but there should be a place for you to give a thumbs up or a hands up. You see that at the bottom of your screen?
It's reactions.
Reactions. Thank you, Troy.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about that. Sorry, I was expecting you to read my mind. But
I think
Good,
the aye and the nays works well, just the same.
yeah, but the just like Jacqueline said, the side of the building, could that be addressed at all to be beautified?
Well,
That is sort of like a visual wall. I mean, it's very visible.
we could definitely see if we can address it, but I don't know that you could actually include that as a condition of approval for the sign itself. Mainly because the applicant who's wanting to put the sign up isn't the same person that owns the property. So that would technically be a violation from the property owner, and not necessarily the applicant or the tenant in this case. But that is something that we can address from a planning or code enforcement standpoint.
And since we're still on board input, I know with everything going on, has sort of things stopped on the buildings that the code enforcers had, the code enforcement had looked at, like on Laurel Street. That's everything. Is everything pretty much on hold?
Some things are, but are you talking about
The
one at
antique store?
They are, from my understanding, they hired an engineer, and we're still awaiting the engineer's report to see. I know the last time we discussed this, they were going to hire an engineer, but my understanding is that sometimes when it takes a lot longer to get engineers, especially when it's a smaller type job or to have an inspection, but I believe that has been completed. We haven't received an actual report yet.
And sorry to ask all these questions, but
Okay.
and I know pretty much everything is sort of on hold, but with the new proposed city hall, we've seen no pictures of this except for at the little get together where they were even just trying to get suggestions. Are we supposed to see anything as of this point or no?
No, not yet. I believe it. I haven't even seen anything
Okay.
on it actually, but you will get that opportunity. I don't want to speak on that because I'm not really sure where they are in that process or even if that's going to move forward. I know that there was discussions about the location of it, and I think that may have since changed. I think there was other places that were looked at, and then it was brought back to be downtown. I don't think that the chamber building is involved now. I can try to get you some more information on that and at least give you an update at the next CAB meeting if you'd like, because I'm not entirely sure of where we are on that. But you will need to look at that. You'll have to do a conceptual review, and then a preliminary review, and then a final review.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if anything came to us before a conceptual review.
No, They could, out of courtesy, like if we, get definite plans, but I don't even know if there's definitive plans on the way that the building will look yet.
Okay.
So I'll find that out and I'll try to get you the information for the next meeting.
Thank you. Anybody else? I'm sorry I took all the
Yeah,
time.
that's great, Heather. Thank you
Okay.
for bringing that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
What's
other board
going
members?
on with Joey Dogs or the Riverfront Walk Grill
Mhm.
place building?
I haven't heard anything about that. So obviously, if you chose to rebuild or reopen, that would need CAB review. But I haven't heard anything since it.
What was the cause? Do you know?
No, I do not know what the cause is. But I can find that out for you too. I have
Yes,
to go with
please.
the fire department. And
I just found it was very interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
And the whole timing of everything.
I will get with the fire department and see if I can find you an answer on that.
Oh, I know. I did have a question. I know we approved, and I know it's probably sort of a moot point at this point because everything is so, but if things ever get back to normal, the stage right on the theater, are we able to do anything about that? Because the sign looks so beautiful and new, and here's the stage right that's looks about like David Nye's sign did, run down.
Is this on top of the
No.
top of the marquee?
No, like here's the marquee and the sign, and then stage right is that little door where you walk in, and there's a whole big, it says stage right.
Okay, I'll take
Like
a
I
look
said,
at it.
I know.
There is, any dilapidated signage and things like that is of course something that staff can address. So I'll take a look at it and see if that's something we can address.
I mean, obviously not right now since they're straight, but I mean, I had been meaning to say something for months and I kept forgetting.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah,
we're,
before everything.
we're trying to give everybody a break.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as we can.
Anybody else? Sorry.
Oh yeah, the peanut warehouse is looking really nice.
Ooh,
Yes, it is.
I
Yeah.
haven't driven by that, Jamie.
good guy. Good job, Jaja.
Yeah, it's looking good. I hope they'll finish it, the siding part there tomorrow, and then they got to work on the windows, rebuilding the windows and everything.
Okay.
Is the inside getting a facelift also, or just redoing the outside?
Just doing the outside. Right now, they want to keep everything on the inside as much as possible, but I think next CAB meeting, we're going to come in front of you for replacing the awning, kind of like the shanties there, which the one out there is in much, much worse shape, replacing the metal on the front porch.
Well, you're talking about the front porch and the awning you want to bring back or bring to CAB?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll get you that. They should have finished that front side, and then I was going to take a picture of it. And I'll email it in with my application tomorrow, Jessica.
No worries. We got a little bit of extra time before there's actually, I believe, 3 weeks until the next meeting.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I think that kind of threw us off.
Whatever happened with the lower warehouse?
Nothing. I haven't gotten.
I know that, but I mean, what's going on?
I don't know. We never seen any plans or anything. So
Remember he brought those big old plans for the restaurant and his office in the same building.
Yeah, and I think he was asking for approval to remove the Lower River warehouse at that point.
Yeah, he wanted to dismantle it piece by piece.
Right.
And raise it up, right?
Yeah, reutilize as much as he could and then raise it up.
But there is an expiration date on CAB approvals. So, and we've never seen any plans in the planning department. So I don't believe it's been quite a year yet. So he could possibly need to go back to CAB to get reapproval to remove that building or dismantle it and rebuild it. But he'll also have to submit plans to the planning department for review, and it'll come before you guys as well for the actual building.
It's interesting that it's just totally remained dormant.
Mhm. Heather, you need any more updates?
No, thank you. This is like, I have it written down that I actually remembered, so that's why I wanted to ask. Thank you.
That's all right. I wish I had more answers.
Is that, does that conclude board input?
Yes, for me.
Okay. Moving on, staff input.
No, sir.
All right. Well, with that, I would adjourn the meeting at 4:31 p.m.
Good to see y'all, even if by video.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you too.
See you on May 13th again.
I think we
It'll
actually
probably-
have better attendance via video.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
I don't know for sure yet. I'll confirm with Jeff, but we're probably gonna need to plan on meeting through Zoom at the next meeting as well. But I'll find out for sure.
And Jacqueline, you need to walk across the property line and teach Duck how to get on audio.
Yes, please.
No,
I
Well-
see his hand.
I feel bad. I feel like I could have probably like called him and walked him through. I didn't think about that till halfway through the meeting. but-
Oh, you're right. You can't walk. You just have to shout at least
Yeah.
6 feet away.
Yeah.
Bless them. We'll get an email in just a minute.
All right, guys, you take
All right.
care.
Thank you.